What's going on, guys? TheRealDlo here, and we are on YouTube. This is my first live stream on YouTube. Usually I do Twitch, right? And today I was like, you know what? I'm just going to pop on and do some mock draft. I'm going to do a mock draft. I have my big board up. I think everyone can see that pretty good. I might have to move that over a little bit. Let me slide over just a tick. That looks fine. It's cutting off on the far right, but that's my big board. I'm gonna do a mock draft. I'm gonna use this simulator here. This is NFL mock draft database.com. I actually kind of like their site quite a bit. I feel like their rankings are fair. Like there's Pro Football Focus, right? PFF, which we all loved, but they put their mock draft behind a paywall. And that sucks. PFF, that sucks. Please take the mock draft off the paywall because I'm not going to go to your site. And many, many others are not going to your site unless you take the free mock draft simulator, which you gave to us, and put it back to free. So I thought that was pretty crappy of PFF. So anyways, not using PFS. And then there's NFL Draft Network or NFL Draft Network or something like that, NFL Draft Focus. Or there's a few others that other people use out there. And the rankings are bad, man. They're bad rankings. So I found this one, NFL Mock Draft Database. It's free. It lets you do trades. The trades are a little iffy, let's be real. But overall, I like it. I like this site. So feel free to use it. It's free. So we can do a 7-round mock draft. I'm going to be honest. I don't know a lot of the guys at the 6th and 7th round. I don't know that. Most everybody on my board is well gone by the 5th round. So these are my rankings. This is how I see the players. Listen, I don't watch offensive linemen, okay? I can't grade offensive linemen. I mean, I know when our boy, who is the guy who got just destroyed? Chaz Green. Remember when Chaz Green got beat for like 13 sacks in one game? I know that was bad offensive line play. And I know it when I see them give up big plays, right? Or sacks over and over and over. But grading them overall, I'm just not good at it. I'm just not professional. I don't know. This is just me sitting at home looking at YouTube highlights, for hours. So these are my rankings based on what I do. I watched every one of these running backs. I watched every one of these cornerbacks. I watched every one of these tight ends, wide receivers. Linebackers are a little tougher to watch. Defensive linemen are pretty easy if they get sacks, or if they apply pressure. So my first line there on my big board right here, as you can see it. Can you see this right here? Yeah. This, I didn't watch these guys. That's not true. I watched some stuff on these top 3, but I'm not knowing what I'm really looking at. So most of this is kind of looking at highlights, listening to the players, reading various sites, and kind of putting the offensive linemen where I think that I would want to take them if I was in charge of the Cowboys. Now, the running back, I'll fight for these my rankings. Some people are really high in Dwayne McBride. I know Matt Owens, Professor O, he loves McBride. I think McBride's a 3rd-round player. If you put him in the 3rd, that's great. I have him at the top of the 4th, so 3-4. Okay, pick him somewhere in there. If he goes in the 2nd, I would say, wow, that's a little high for me. Like we were talking on Twitter, and he was like, Zach Evans, you have him a little too high. I like where I have him. I watch these players, and last year I watched the players, and my pet cat, you can look on my Twitter from last year, I was big on Isaiah Pacheco, who the Chiefs took, and I said I would take him in the 5th round, I believe. And I loved him. I thought he was an awesome runner. And look he started for the Chiefs, and he went to the Super Bowl. And when you watch that kid run, he runs with attitude, and every run is like his last run. And I loved the urgency, and I thought he had speed, quickness, power. I loved him. So when I do my running back rankings, I just trust myself. I don't listen to anyone else with the running back rankings. Will I move somebody up or down, from the top of the 4th to the early 3rd if every person in the world is in love with him except for me? Sure. That's where Zach Charbonnet and Dwayne McBride fall. I don't like those runners. I just don't like the bigger, beefier runners. I like the quick guys. So Bijan's awesome, but honestly, kind of like Gibbs better. Okay, just want to make sure no one, No one heard me say that. So yeah, Jamar Gibbs, dude, I think he's incredible. Go watch him. He's highlight reel. Spears, I love Spears. Kendra Miller, dude, I think is legit. And Israel Abanaconda. Number one, his name's awesome, and I can't say it, and I'm sorry for butchering it, young man. He goes by Izzy. I think he's awesome. I would love him. And I liked Zach Evans a lot. I liked him very similar to Zach Charbonnet or whatever, and Dwayne McBride, all those guys. But I kind of like Zach more. He has something. So my running back rankings I feel comfortable with those. The defensive tackle rankings, the top guys are easy to watch. Jalen Carter's just stupid good. Mozzie Smith is really popular amongst Twitter. He has like a career, like a half a sack in his career. I didn't see it. I'm going to be honest. I didn't see it. I think he's a big old beast and a ton of upside. And he can stop the run and give you a little push, but I don't know. So point is, running back, dude, let's talk about running backs. Come in here. Come in the chat. I would love to have a discussion about running backs, and let's really challenge each other to get better and learn. Defense tackles, interior offensive line, those are just got to trust rankings. Cornerbacks, I watched all the corners. I watched every single corner on this list. I think I watched 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 15 corners. I watched 15 corners so far. Who do I love? I mean, Christian Gonzalez. How do you not love Christian Gonzalez? Devin Witherspoon is a stud. He might be a safety. Just saying. But corner, Joey Porter Jr. is a stud. I love. He's tough. He plays with attitude. Deonte Banks, dude. I would love Banks. Manuel Ford is so good, but he's so small. Slight. He's slight. He's not small. Julius Brents. The reason he's on my list is because I tuned him in. Dude, that's a DQ special. The new name that's popping up that everyone's talking about is Corey Trice Jr. He's getting a little bit of attention from your boys like Marcus, John Oning. Those guys are all over him. He's good. I don't know, a little grabby. I think he's like big and physical, but he doesn't play that way in my opinion. So I don't love him. So anyways, my quarterback rankings that you can see right here. The guys at the top I love. My lowest ranking guy I love is Izzy. I love him, running back. Tight ends. Dalton Kincaid is the best tight end. He's so special. I think the back injury is fine. I'm just saying. Bobby Belt from 105.3 The Fan said that, if I recall, Bobby, please don't kill me for this. Hey, Bobby, thanks for watching my video. I think he said that the back wasn't an issue, and there's been no talk about that. So I think, oh man, was that him? I think he said that. So I ain't worried about him. He's so good. Now upside, yeah, Darnell Washington, man, upside crazy, big, freaky physical athlete. Doesn't have the pass catching that we've seen. I think he can do it, but he's an offensive lineman already that can also run and catch passes. So he's freaky. My receivers, the receivers are interesting. I need speed, guys. I want speed. I don't want the big, tall guys. Quentin Johnson I have in the second round, mid-second round. I think he's going to go in the first, but if he goes to the second, it wouldn't surprise me. I don't like that type of receiver, okay? He's better than Laquan Treadwell and all that, but I don't like the big receivers who win on physicality and jump balls and all that. So I want speed. So who do I like? Jordan Addison was my wide receiver number 1. I know he didn't test really well, but holy crap. When you watch him in college, he's good. I love Jalen Hyatt and Zay Flowers. And yeah, Jackson Smith, Najigba. At first, I didn't really like him that much because I didn't see this crazy speed. But dude is a tactician. He's a route runner. He's a stud. So let's not dog him. He's a good receiver, and I think he's gonna go in the first round easy. Probably top 15. He might be the first receiver off the board. But I think Jordan Addison deserves to be up there too. And you got to watch Addison at both schools, USC and wherever he came for before that. It wasn't Pitt, was it? Wherever it was, you all know he came from another school. I'm not going to quote like I know everything, but he did play at USC also. So Jordan Addison, Nigma, Hyatt, Flowers. Dude, Parker Washington, I love Parker Washington. I think he can play outside, but I think he can do a lot of damage in the slot. If they got Parker Washington on the team, I'd be stoked. And then you go down, Marvin Mims Jr., Quentin Johnson, not a big fan. Cedric Tillman's a stud. And Bryce Ford Wheaton's my late round guy. I like him a lot. Trey Palmer, I liked him. Josh Downs, Tyler Scott. I like Tank Dell, but I don't know. He was a little small. I thought Wicks was decent. This Andre Iosivas guy, we don't know how to spell it. I'm sorry for butchering it. I don't know. He's got measurables, but I don't see it. I'm sorry. He looks slower than his time speed. And then you got the other guys. A.T. Perry, I don't like. Michael Wilson, I don't really like. I want them late. They just seem like too big, and they're not fast enough, in my opinion. But then you got your ends and your linebackers and whatnot. So that was a lot of rambling. This is set it up because I want to do more of these streams. So I'm going to try to log on and do like a mock here and there on YouTube versus Twitch, where I do most of my stuff. So one moment here. Let me open this window. That was my Google. Uno momento, por favor. Let me make sure I just want to make sure I posted this. Oh man, it said I said I was gonna go live, and then it gave me a Ghost of Tsushima picture. I need to change my background picture for do mock drafts. TheRealDlo live, YouTube, Dallas Cowboys mock draft, NFL draft, all that. All right. Don't love it. Anyways, all right. So I'm posting something real quick. I would love it if one or two of the peeps from Twitter popped in here and can, give some feedback when you're doing this, but whatever. I don't want to take a lot of time. But I just want to post it. Mock draft. NFL draft. All right. All right, let's mock. So I gave you my background of what I'm doing. I gave you my rankings and why I have them the way they have them. And I gave you why I'm doing a 7-round versus 5. Let's do a 5. Scratch that. Let's do a 5. All right. 5-round mock draft. Let's put this. Can I do this? It's going to mess my screen up. No. Okay. This looks okay. What's that up there? Some ad. Okay. We're okay. So here we go. We got it. Dallas Cowboys got 23 mock draft. 5 rounds right here. We're going to do pre-draft rankings. We're going to do fast, so it's nice and quick. And, it shrunk it down a little bit. I hope that's a pretty decent size for you guys. Let me make myself a tick bigger. I wonder if I can make that a tick bigger. Mock draft. Grab it. It's tricky to move stuff when you're already going. No. See that? Yeah, let's not mess with it. I'll change me a little bit. Unlock it. Okay. Why can't I grab it? Unlock. Grab. Okay. I ain't moving anything around. Let's just get to the mock. I'll play with it later. This is kind of doing it on the fly, so bear with me here. So let's mock. Enter the room. All right, here we go. Mocking away. Mock. All right, so here's the mock. It's starting. We got 26, 58, 90, 129, 169. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to do 2 mock drafts. We're going to do stick and pick, and we're going to do a trade down scenario, okay? Let's try to do a realistic trade down scenario if we can get it. So, starting the mock draft. Let's hope it's kind of realistic. We don't want something what's crazy like that, which Anthony Richardson is available at 26, because that's just stupid. Restart. Sorry. I said I like these rankings, but that's just dumb. Anthony Richardson will not be there at 26, okay? Please fix that. Enter draft room. Get rid of the ads. Okay. Try this again. Start. CJ Stroud's gone. Yep, there we go. Come on, Richardson, go. Jesus, is there a scenario where Richardson's on the board? No way, right? No way. They gave it to me twice. Feels weird. I don't think I've seen that happen. I wonder why that's happening. Let's act like he's not there, all right? Let's do what they do on Locked On Cowboys with Marcus and Landon. Let's do it with how Kavanaugh does it, and let's just act like he's not there, okay? Let's say the board looks like that. Okay, that looks better. Okay, Bijan very well could be there. Nolan Smith might be there. Branch, Darnell Wright, Ringo, Harrison, Washington, Gibbs, Sanders, Mozzie, and so forth. Emmanuel Forbes, Hyatt, Will McDonald, B.J. Ojulari, Trenton Simpson. I don't know how to say his name. Josh Downs, etc. But let's focus on what we should be focusing on, right? When I look at this board, realistically, I see two players worth picking at 26 for the Dallas Cowboys. Number one, Bijan Robinson. Listen, I know you see all that out there. Don't draft a running back in the first round. But here's the deal. If the 11th best player on your board is there at 26, you have to consider it. That's dumb not to consider it. Okay, so let's put him on there, okay? So it's Bijan. And if you look at my board, let's look at my board over here. Who's my highest ranked player left? It's Bijan Robinson. That's it. Kincaid's off the board, right? Who got drafted? So how'd this play out? Stroud could go 1. Will Anderson could go 2. Bryce Young could go 3. Gonzalez could go 4. This is all legit. Tyree Wilson. Witherspoon could go early. Paris Johnson's going to go. Porter, Will. Wow, Will Levis before Anthony Richardson. Peters probably go. Jackson Smith, Luke Van Ness, Murphy, Quentin Johnson very well could go. Cansey could go. Brees could go. Kincaid, Zay Flowers. Osiris went already, and Cam Smith. So probably that's not exactly how it's going to go, but it's not crazy. I mean, did you watch the draft last year? That stuff was bonkers all over the place. So let's just say that we are faced with this situation. So Bijan, consider him next. The only other consideration, in my opinion, in this scenario is Nolan Smith. Nolan Smith is going to be a pass rusher, and I think he could be real good. And you got to look at your defensive end room. Okay, I believe that Dorrance Armstrong signed a 3-year deal, and he's in his second of 3 years, so he has this year and one more. Okay, so you got him for 2 years. I believe that. I think. Tank, I believe you extended him, so I think you have Tank this year, but I think you can walk away from Tank next year. Let's do this. Can I get another window here? If I do this, just for funsies. Over the cap. I'm looking over the cap, guys. Dallas Cowboys over the cap. Next year, 2024. Tank is under contract. If you cut him post June 1, dead money would be 10 mil, and you would save 10 mil. So you would save 10 mil by cutting Tank next year. You could walk away from that. You don't want to have 10 million dead money, but you could walk away, and then you're fine. The year after that, in 25, he's nothing. He won't be on the team in 25. He's going to be on the team this year, guarantee it. Next year, they could walk away. So let's put that away. Let's say that Tank has 1 year, okay? So we got Dorrance Armstrong for 2, Tank for 1. Micah's going to want to be paid. We got rookie last year, Sam Williams. Got 3 years left of him because you get him on a 4-year deal. You don't have any control after that unless you want to franchise him. So you got a rookie, and he's not. And you got Fowler, 1-year deal, I believe. I think he came back on a 1 year. Chauncey Golston. Who do you really got there? Let's be real. You got Tank and Micah, and Dorrance for another year. Investing in the edge position wouldn't be a bad idea. It's not my favorite because I think he probably kicks out, maybe it means Dante Fowler doesn't come back. Maybe it means Chauncey Goldston's cut. I don't know how the numbers work, but I don't know how you can keep like 7 or 8 edges. So, but he should be in consideration, right? Edges is a premier position. It's one of the most responsible to draft to have the low contract, especially on pick 26. It's not going to cost you a lot. What's the salary for the 26th pick? Does it say that? Is there an over the cap that will tell us that? The 26 pick will be like 2.5 mil. Gross cheap. Gross cheap. So, Nolan Smith makes a lot of sense. Bijan Robinson makes a lot of sense. You could convince me that Darnell Wright makes a lot of sense if you really don't believe. I mean, you could use offensive tackle depth, but I don't know. I think that Bijan's a better player and Nolan Smith's a better player. And then if you go down, the only other player to me that would be Darnell Washington or Jahmyr Gibbs, right? I don't think you're going to. There's a lot of people that are screaming for Mozzie Smith. Well, I have Mozzie Smith on my board. Let's look at my defensive tackles right here. Personally, I have him in the top of the first. And at 26, you're in a second round player. So, yeah. That would be fine. But I think it's a little bit of a reach. And I think you're reaching for a non-pass rushing big man in the middle. Not a fan. So, basically, I'm saying, in my opinion, it's Bijan or Nolan Smith. What does Bijan do for us? Bijan becomes our day one starter. He splits time with Tony Pollard this year. He's insurance in case Tony Pollard isn't who he is. And he's your running back for the next 4 years. 5 years, 6 years. You get your 5th-year option if you get him in the first round. And then you could franchise him. So you have 6 years. You can double franchise him, but that'd be stupid to pay a running back, 12 and 12. So wouldn't be bad. I like Bijan a lot. I think he's one of the most complete players in the draft. I just personally am leaning in weird that way that Jahmyr Gibbs may be better. The speed is ridiculous with Gibbs. Go watch Gibbs. He's ridiculous. So there we go. In this scenario, I don't like this scenario, but I said I was going to stick in picks, so let's grab Bijan. Not my favorite. I want to be clear. I like late round running backs. Second round rolled around. Well, this is kind of easy, and oh God, their rankings are messed up right now. I just said how I like their rankings. These are not great rankings. Luke Musgrave might be there 58, but I don't think he will be. Sam Laporta probably will be. Joe Tippett probably will be. Will McDonald sitting here at he messes up everything. This is messing up everything. Because we're sitting here at the 58th pick, and you have Musgrave and Will McDonald laying around. Let's look at, so what are my positions of need? Interior offensive line, running back, defensive tackle, cornerback. We took the runner. 3 needs left. Interior offensive line, defense tackle, corner, and then tight end is a need that I would consider, and wide receiver. So of those positions, look at tight end sitting there. Luke Musgrave, good tight end. I have him as tight end number 4 behind Michael Mayer, Dalton Kincaid, Darnell Washington. He's number 4. He's good. But I do think we can get a tight end that fits with our room a little later. So, and he's not our highest rated player. Will McDonald makes too much sense here, and I hate it. Because you know what I want to do? No. I would consider Tippmann. I think you have to take Will McDonald if you're sitting here in this scenario. I think you're stupid not to. I don't want to take him, but you're stupid not to take the blinking light, so let's do it. I don't want to be dumb. I don't want to contradict everything I say. So we're going to Bijan and Will. Now your defensive, your ends this year, baby. Imagine taking Will McDonald. And you've got, think about this room. Micah and Tank. Oh, wait. Dorrance Armstrong, Micah rushing from somewhere, and Tank. Tank needs a breather. Dorrance Armstrong, Tank, Micah, Sam Williams, Dante Fowler, Chauncey Golston, Will McDonald. This basically probably sends someone out. You got too many edges. But Will McDonald is better and has probably more upside than a Chauncey Golston for sure. And maybe Fowler. So, I don't know. Maybe you let Fowler just cut Fowler in this situation. I would hate to do it, but maybe you let Fowler walk or just see how training camp goes. Injuries happen. So, we had to take Will McDonald. Okay, 3rd round. What are our needs? We really could use an interior offensive lineman. Tight end. defensive tackle, running back. Excuse me, wide receiver. So let's look at our interior offensive lineman. Luke is okay. I have him in the 3rd round, and we're in the 3rd round. I would take Zavala over him and Tippmann over him. Cody Mock, is he around? Nope. Zavala's down here. They have him ranked pretty low, so we can kind of cheat and take him later. I don't want to do that. Anthony Bradford's another dude who they have really low ranked that I think, and Mafi. Mafi's getting a lot of traction. So these players are probably going to be moved up a little bit, so let's assume they're going to go in here, but like 74. So we have the guys that we should consider are Luke. I have him in the 3rd, and so even though I don't love him, who else do we got on the board? Tucker Kraft is a very athletic tight end. He's a little smaller, but I like him. Gravon Dexter, I don't know much about this player, but based on my overall rankings, I do have him in the 3rd round, and we're in the 3rd. So Dexter makes a lot of sense. Kraft makes a lot of sense. DJ Turner makes some sense. Overshown is okay. I think he's more of a 4th round player, even though I think I have him in the where did I put him in my rankings? I don't have him in my rankings. Thought I had him in the 4th. Zach Evans, Kendra Miller's sitting around here. Let's go wide receivers. You got Tyler Scott sitting there. Tyler Scott's a 3rd round player for me. Let's look at my rankings. I'm gonna go by my big board. DJ Turner, where's he in my rankings? I have him in the 3rd. I have Luke and Zavala higher than them. I got them with Tyler Scott, Josh Downs. Tyler Scott might be my highest rated player on the board. But if we're tags are almost touching here. If we talk tags touching with, where's Tucker? Tucker, so it'd be Palmer, Kraft. What's defensive line look like? I think you got to go with an interior offensive lineman here, so it's the tight end at 69. You can see I have him right here in the middle of the 3rd. I think Zavala makes a lot of sense in this scenario. So let's draft Luke and call it Zavala. Just take a good offensive lineman, knowing that they're going to both be here. And now we've addressed our interior offensive line, which we need a starting guard. We've addressed our running back, which Pollard and Bijan together this year. Oh my God, dude, our running game would be legit. We've addressed our future with our edge in Will McDonald, but he won't be there. But woo, that would be a steal. And now we're sitting here. See, this is why, by the way, I don't want a running back in the 1st. Look at who we have. We're sitting here in the 4th round and look at Zach Evans, Kendra Miller, McIntosh, Johnson, McBride, Gray, Keaton. So many players. This is why I've said it on my Twitter, running back stretches. Running back stretches. Wide receivers pretty washed. Oh, you got Wicks. Oh, they moved Parker Washington down to 140. I'm quitting. Their rankings are terrible. All right, calm down. We've drafted our interior offensive line. We need a defensive tackle and a corner. Is there a defensive tackle and a corner that we feel good about in this range? Corner. No. Trice is way down here. This is probably where he should go. Where do I have Trice? I have Trice. No, I have Trice in like the 6th. Trice in the 4th, and we're in the 4th. Jacorian Bennett. Is he on here? He's already been drafted. He's one of my faves. Who do we got? Jalen Jones. I don't like any of these corners. So I'm skipping corner. How about tight ends? Is there a tight end in this range? They have a 147. So Zach Kuntz. I think he's going to be good. But looking at this board and respecting the overall process, I think it makes the most sense to draft Parker Washington, wide receiver. Because on my board, I have Parker Washington in the 2nd. He could be a 2nd or 3rd rounder, in my opinion. Probably going to go in the third. I probably am too high, but I really liked the player. So I put him in the second because it's my draft. I can do whatever I want. My board. But realistically, he's in the third. And if he's sitting here in the fourth, where do I got Jaden Reed? Let's say Parker's really gone. I got Jaden Reed in the fourth. This is his range where I think you go Wicks. I liked Wicks better than I liked Reed. Wicks is actually a late third, early fourth. Wicks might be one of my favorite players left on the board, but I'm taking Parker. I'm trusting my board. Let's take Wicks. Let's act like Parker Washington's gone, okay? I'm trying to be more realistic because a lot of these things are all messed up. Even PFF sometimes messes up. Okay, now. We've taken a wide receiver, interior offensive lineman, an edge, and running back. We need a tight end. If we're sitting here in the tight end, look who's sitting here at 147. If Zach Kuntz is sitting here in the fifth, oh my God, we hit a home run. Boom. We win. There's my draft. I'm going to cut this. Cut, copy, post, Twitter. I'm going to post this real quick, and we're going to do one more, and then we're going to make it quicker, and then we're out. Discard. Back it up. I got to change my picture. NFL draft. Just do all these stupid hashtags. NFL draft. Cowboys Nation. Dallas Cowboys. All this jazz. All right. Mock draft. All right. There's my mock draft for that one. So how would you guys feel about that? Honestly, look at this hole. Bijan, Will McDonald, Luke Whipple, or remember, the third round guy is either Zavala, Whipple, or Bradford if you have them up there, or whoever you have. Just running back, edge, interior lineman, wide receiver. I got to sneeze. Excuse me. All right, I'm going to leave that one up, and I'm going to restart. Okay, we're going to do one more. Dallas Cowboys, 5-round, fast, kill the ad, enter draft room. Okay, we're allowed to trade, but only if it's a realistic trade, okay? Let's start the simulator. If Anthony Richardson is there again, CJ Stroud, I was going to say, come on. If two quarterbacks are here, someone's coming up. Someone's coming up for this, but we're going to ignore that. So this scenario makes who win ahead of him? CJ Stroud, Will, Bryce, Christian Gonzalez, Jalen Carter, Tyree, Witherspoon, Paris, Porter. That'll make sense. Nolan Smith went 17 in this round. Oh, yeah. Addison went. Michael, okay. Cansey went. Breeze. Deontay Banks went. Zay Flowers went this round. Ringo went. And Harrison. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Who grabbed Harrison? Who took Harrison? That's bad. I would say Harrison going in the top. He could. He's a tackle. Anyways, sorry. Getting carried away. All right, we're facing this, and we're not going to draft a running back. We're going to do different draft, and we're allowed to trade. They didn't give us any trades, though. I didn't see trades, so cool. But we can look at later rounds. Let's not take Bijan in the first, okay? We're not taking Will Levis. We're not taking Branch. To me, this comes down to Dalton Kincaid or Cyrus Torrance. If you want to throw Darnell Washington in there and instead of Kincaid, that's cool. Gibbs in the mix, Mozzie Smith, Emmanuel Forbes, Jalen Hyatt. Okay. In my opinion, mine, and I know people hate this, it makes too much sense to pass on a plug-and-play, starting, big ol' mauler, run, strong, anchoring guard. Zach Martin may only have a few years left to play. You need to get younger and better. Take Osiris Torrance. I hate taking linemen because it's not sexy. But you know what? When we're rolling out there and they move Tyron Smith to swing tackle, and he's our backup because we can protect his health, and it's Tyler Smith, Osiris Torres, Tyler Biotish, Zach Martin, and hopefully, it's, in my opinion, should be Terrence Steele. But if not, Tyron Smith is fine. Then you're going to be happy when we can run the ball up the middle and Dak isn't getting pressured. So I'm drafting Torrance in the first. Because watch what happens. Just watch the sequencing, okay? And then let's judge it at the end. We'll put them side by side and see which one you like. We are allowed to trade. This is not realistic. They're not going to give you a 3, 4, 7, 7. They're going to give you like a 3 and a 4. Do I want to go all the way down to 75 and pick up 110? I don't really. I don't really like any of these trades. I don't like any of these trades. So let's see who we got on the board. Okay, we've already got our linemen, and that's our number one priority. I mean, they telegraphed it. They didn't feel the need. Everybody knew they were going to do it. It is what it is. Let's move along. Now, we need a running back, defensive tackle, cornerback, or wide receiver, or best player available. Looking at the board, who do we see here? If Jalen Hyatt is sitting there if Jalen Hyatt's in this scenario, you run up, you turn in the card, and you move on with your day. Probably. The other consideration would be, is there a runner that you just love? No, I don't. Jahmyr Gibbs is gone. Tajay Spears is my next. I don't love Tank Bigsby. I think he's tough, but I don't love him. A-Chain's pretty good, but I have him as a third-round guy. I'm going to wait. 2 deep. This is a 2 deep draft. We're taking the running back in the 4th or the 5th. Too much sense to do it. So, scratch that. You need to take a tight end or a corner. Or receiver. Tight ends out there. Tucker Kraft. We already lost our top tight ends. If Musgrave would have dropped in this one, it would have been a perfect pick. Didn't fall that way. Okay, tight ends are out. Interior defensive lineman. Don't love them. My 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys are gone. So, I'm not going to do that. So, this comes down to corner and wide receiver. Let's check out corners. Brent makes a lot of sense here, but I'm sorry. If Jalen Hyatt's staring at your face, you draft him. So, I'm turning in the card. That was my gut, and looking at my board, it makes too much sense. All right, Torrance and Hyatt would be freaking killer. Oh, my God, that would be amazing. Okay. You want to drop spots and pick up a 6 and a 6? Nope. You want to drop 9 spots and get a 4th? See, this is unrealistic. They're not going to give me, for 9 spots, they're not going to give me a 4th, a 5th, and a 6th. Sorry, they're not going to do that. I'm just going to stick and pick, guys. It's out of control. All right, moving along. Let's revisit. Running back? Not yet. Let's wait. We're waiting on purpose because we picked it first last time. We picked tight end last. We already grabbed our interior offensive line. We grabbed a wide receiver. So we'll see how a defensive tackle looks this round. We're drafting at 90. And hey, this is a better fit. My defensive tackles, I have Roy in the... Don't have him rated. I was thinking Dexter. Sorry. My next guy would be Colburn in the 4th. Moro Mojo in the 4th. Broderick Martin in the 4th. So 4th. Mojo's in the 4th. Oh, we're in the 3rd. Nah, this is too early. I don't like it. Don't like it. I would grab... So this puts us at defensive tackle. We just looked there. Didn't go. Tight end. I think Tucker Kraft might actually be pretty good. He's the highest rated player. We're not going to take another interior offensive lineman. We could, but we don't need to. Tyler Scott's out there, but I think we can get... we already grabbed a receiver. Don't need him. These names aren't really doing it for me. I love Spears here, man. That'd be a steal. But we're purposely taking a running back later. I think you go Tucker. Tucker Kraft. Let's move along. Said this is going to be a little faster. We're going to make it a little faster. We're going to stick and pick. Trades don't make sense. All right. Let's look at a runner or defensive tackle. Spears is sitting there. Oh, Miller, though. Technically, I have Spears over Miller. I just love Miller so much, but Spears is legit. Spears. He's not going to be there. What if he's there? Oh, man. This draft could be wild. People see things differently. And now we get our defensive tackle. Let's see if it even makes sense to grab defensive tackle here. Dorian Williams, 5th round linebacker. Jakarian Bennett, 5th round. Guys, I got to take a corner here. I got to take Bennett. Love him. Or Williams. Don't I have Williams in the 3rd? I don't have him ranked. I think people have him in the 3rd. Williams or Bennett? Williams or Bennett? Corner or linebacker? I feel better about our young linebackers than I do our cornerbacks. Plus, Gilmore's only on a 1-year deal. I'm taking Bennett. This draft would kill it. Sorry, it would kill it. If you don't like that, that's okay. That's what I think, and I believe this is amazing. Profile, grab this. Boom. Love it, honestly. I love that draft very, very much. Let's just speed draft. Let's go gut instinct speed draft, and we're going to move on. 5 rounds. Fast. Cowboys. Draft it. Close the ad. Start it. Ready? Let's just go our favorite player. Just for fun. This is for fun, and I'm stopping. Favorite player on the board. This is hard. Let's change it up. Dalton Kincaid. Okay, moving along. I should have taken Washington. I think Kincaid's going to be awesome, though, guys. 2nd round. Oh, God, this isn't going to work. These aren't my favorite players. Let's go defense tackle. Kincaid, Benton. It's about sequencing. Sequencing, people. Sequencing. Ooh, I love Cedric Tillman. Love Cedric Tillman, guys. These two are going to play. Kincaid's going to play. Benton's going to play. Interior offensive lineman. Hey, let's grab him. Ecoyer Jr. I think he's a 3rd, 4th round player, so that makes sense. Grabbed our 2 linemen. Grabbed our tight end. Now we need a running back. Told you I'm grabbing my favorite players. Kendra Miller is one of my favorite players in the entire draft. And then let's grab a interior offensive lineman. Check. Running back, defensive tackle, corner. Let's grab a corner. Who's the best corner on the board? Nobody. I'll make everybody happy in the Twitter world. No, I won't because he's not available. I don't want to take him. Parker. God, I love every one of these drafts. Cowboys, just hook me up, man. I'll take care of it. I can take care of this. I can make it work. So this would be another one. So anyways, there you go. There's 3 mock drafts for the night. Had some fun. I'm going to do some more of them. I explained my big board. Open to suggestions. Would love to get some input. Would love if people pop by on the stream and said something on occasion. That'd be cool. I had one person pop by and view it. Not much. So it is what it is. We'll catch you guys later. It was fun. I like mocking. I like mock drafting. I'm just having fun before I shut it down for the night. So everybody have a good night. Thank you for watching. And we'll be back with some more mocks later on. Peace out. Be cool to everybody. And have a good night. Bye.